Los Angeles.
Yes.
What year did you move to LA?
Oh my God, when did I move to Los Angeles? I moved to Los Angeles, I think in 2009.
Oh, so you were still in Philly all them years?
Yeah, I think I moved to Los Angeles in 2009, I'm not for sure. I think it was 2009, I do believe.
Okay, so
Yes.
2009. Why LA?
Well, at that time, I was on drugs bad here in Philly. I basically snorted Philly and smoked up Philly. And I ruined my...
Okay, wait. So you was doing the coke.
Yeah.
So when you say you smoked, you were smoking cocaine too?
I started smoking crack too.
Okay, so how did it go from cocaine to crack?
Crack, Monique Ebony, may she rest in peace, she passed away.
From
Bethlehem.
Yes, okay, yeah.
Yeah, well, I went to college where her grandmother and grandfather had lived at. And I lived next door, right across the hall from them.
Mm-hmm.
And her grandfather turned out the crack cocaine.
Really?
I took my first hit with her grandfather.
Her grandfather?
Her grandfather turned out the crack cocaine.
So, what happened when you first was introduced to crack? What happened?
Well, I would always go over there, and Monique would be there, and Monique said, "Don't ever go in that middle room because the devil was in there." I keep telling you, never go in that middle room because there was smoke crack in there. And one day, I had a few cocktails, and I went over there, and Monique wasn't there, and I said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go in that middle room." And I went in the middle room, and I saw him, and I watched him do it. And I asked him, I said, "Well, can I try it? What would it do to me?" They said, "Well, baby, they ain't gonna do nothing to you, baby. You will be able to handle it because you got your shit together. You're in college, you're a smart person." And I remember taking my first hit, and for my first hit, I went to the bank and drew out $600, and I got addicted to it instantly.
So immediately from doing it, you went to get your money out.
Immediately.
What kind of rush does crack do for you?
Well, at the time, it just gave me a rush. My shit was ringing, and it just gave me a fucking rush to it. Just nothing on this earth and nothing in this world will give you. Mm-hmm. And now, these days, I smoke it because of the convenience, because I'm an addict, and I can't get the drug of my desire, so I will smoke it out of just because I can't get to the drug I want.
So have you only done coke and crack? Or?
No, I've done pills too. I've done ecstasy pills.
Okay.
Right now, I just did my first Molly last week.
Molly? Okay.
Molly. So I want to really keep it soft now.
So have you ever done like heroin or anything like crazy?
No heroin.
Okay. So then I guess from them years you got really into the drugs.
Yes.
So what made you decide to go to LA?
LA, well, at the time I felt that I had reached the top of Philadelphia. I've definitely reached my peak. Mm-hmm. I've had 4 apartments at one time in Center City, 2 in Old City, 2 in Rittenhouse Square. I went to college, I had a man, I filled my film queen dream. I said, I want to go to LA. I've never seen Los Angeles. I've only seen it on TV. And I said, well then I want to go to LA. And
what was your goal for LA though?
My goal for LA was just to be able to experience and to be able to discover the queen and the woman I thought I wanted to become. I wanted to become that television woman. I thought I was going to find a husband out there, and it was going to be picture perfect for me. I thought it was going to be that for me.
So describe what happened when you first got to 09, you first got to LA.
When I first got to LA, things were going good.
Okay. So you went down there with money and everything?
I went down there with money, and I was clean for 6 months when I first moved there.
Okay, so you had a plan?
I had a plan. I was clean for 6 months, clean and sober.
Okay.
After 6 months, I just got back into cocaine, got back to smoking crack, and then that's why I got introduced to crystal meth.
Crystal meth?
Crystal meth.
Tina.
Tina, yes.
So what happened, like when you get there, you said you're clean, what was there a trigger, what led you back that way?
What led me back that way? Cute clients, all my clients would get high. They all would be so sexy and fine and had money.
Hollywood.
Hollywood. I mean, they had their shit together. And I would watch them get high, and I would ask them, I said, well, then do you think I can be able to do it like you're doing it and be able to maintain? And they told me, yeah, you can do it. It's mind over matter. So I picked up again, and I started the shit again.
Not to go personal, but when with your clients, this is something, because I'm talking to you and I'm engaging with you how you are. Is it just the sex for the clients with you?
Well, you know what? It's just not the sex. It's more mental for me.
No, when I mean by that, I can see like maybe I want to do clients get engaged in conversating with you and.
You know what? Some of them do. You know,
Okay.
some do. Yeah, some
Okay.
will engage, some will compensate. It depends on their level of their experiment with this lifestyle.
Okay.
It depends on their level.
So, how did you get into Tina, crystal meth?
Well, I got hooked up with crystal meth in Los Angeles because most of the girls in LA smoke crystal. You know, Hollywood. That's a Hollywood drug. You know.
So, what was your first experience with that? What happened?
I remember I was in Hollywood. I was in a hotel in Hollywood, and my girlfriend I was with at the time, she was doing crystal, and I was watching her smoke for days, and she would stay up for days, and she would make all this money, and I would go to sleep, and I was like, well, girl, what is it that got you up making all this money? And girl, you can't.
I heard that when they do that, they be up for literally days.
Yeah, they'd be up for days. They'd be up for days, and she'd make a rack of coins. You know, she'd make about 4,000 or 5,000, and then go to sleep. And I'm like, well, then, well, maybe I can try it. And when I did try it, and the first time I tried it, I busted the window out. You know, it sent me on a bad trip the first time. I busted.
So, what is the effects of that?
Well, for me, because I was so devastated that I went back out again and I lost my sobriety, so I was angry. But I busted the window out. But after you get used to it, it keeps the sexual finishes in to where it just keeps you up and you just want sex.
That's what that does to you.
It's super duper horny.
But what is the effects that has on your body though?
On your body?
Crystal meth,
it's
yeah.
horrible. Mentally, it's devastating.
So out of all the drugs that you've experienced, is crystal meth the worst
The
one?
worst. The worst. Crystal meth is the worst drug. It's 3 times more potent. Everything they say, more powerful and bad. It's bad and so addictive. Keeps you up for days. It doesn't take much to keep you up for days, and then your fucking mind is gone. I mean,
So 09. So when you first 6 months, you said then you started getting into other stuff. So what was the progression of the drugs in your life at that time?
well, it got so bad to where I gave up shelter. I didn't give a fuck about shelter. I was sleeping outside. I was sleeping in a cardboard.
So you was homeless.
I was sleeping in a cardboard box. Cardboard box.
So, wow. So, what? So you was obviously escorting and stuff at that time to
Yes.
support yourself.
Yes.
Were you in a haze? You understand? Were you in a haze during all that? Like, did you realize? You knew, of course, your situation, but did you realize how dire it was while it was happening?
I didn't realize that I had addiction. I was so fucking lost. At that time, I was so fucking lost. I thought I still had it going on. I didn't know that I had lost my fucking body. I didn't know I lost my fucking mind. I didn't know I lost my illusion. I didn't even realize that I was in LA and fucking just gone.
So, were there any bouts during that time when you would come out of the haze and you would look at yourself and be like, "This is not Samantha. This is someone else." You understand?
Many a times. But then when I would come out, it would be so painful, but I would run back. I would run back immediately. This is too painful for me to look at myself.
So during that time, were you in contact with anyone that you knew from your former life, or anyone that was there that cared for you that was like Samantha? Like,
Yeah, I stayed in contact with my close relatives and my friends as a general anyway.
did they know what was going on with you?
Yeah, they knew. They knew.
So what was the constant thing you would hear?
Why
Samantha
don't I
would hear?
come home? When am I gonna come home?
And what was your response?
I'm on my way. I'm coming home. I promise you, I'm coming. I'm getting myself together now. I would always say I'm coming, but I was too afraid to come.
So what was keeping you in LA at that time? You know, being that you were so far off and gone in what you were doing. What was keeping you there?
The money.
The money?
It's the money. It's the money.
So where was all the money going to though?
I just straight drugs. I didn't give a fuck about rent. I didn't give a fuck about clothes. Straight drugs.
So, okay, so how long was that going on for in LA?
I stayed 10 years in LA. I got high the whole 10 years out there. The whole fucking 10 years. I got high.
Okay, so when you say you went in 09, okay, so